Muin Gafurov, Tony Taru.
All right, judge
The victor will
time.
move
Ready?
a big step forward in their career. The bell in round number 1. This fight is brought to you by Leroy International Bones and Joints Care.
Nice little combination from Taru as he stepped in through the jab, a nice little right behind it. Gafurov tries to spin. Taru saw it coming, snuck in for a takedown. Some big ground and pound coming from on top by Gafurov.
Gafurov's in the white trunks, Taru in the red trunks. The kick off and right back to his feet is Tony Taru. Taru told us he would get an explosive start from his opponent. Gafurov is delivering on cue. Kick to the body, that lands flush. Big right hand from Taru. Gafurov suddenly in trouble, but then recovers, looks for the armbar, and eats that right hand from Taru.
Nice right hand to send Gafurov to the mat. I think he was completely surprised by that.
Absolutely flashed on that shot, but then had the presence of mind to think armbar submission.
And Taru kind of left it out there for him as they battle here back onto the ground. Now we get a chance to see what Gafurov is like off of his back.
Open guard for Gafurov. Now holding the body triangle from the bottom, then opens his guard once more, but very active from the bottom is Muin Gafurov, and very active from the top, Tony Taru. Trying to implement his ground and pound. Wide base on his knees. Now elbows to the body. Smart little reverse elbow by Taru into the thigh of Gafurov. Looking again for the armbar from the bottom, Muin Gafurov.
Threatening the triangle, but Taru's doing the right thing by posturing up. There's a possible armbar there. You can see him just kind of cranking on that arm, but it's a little bit high, or a little bit low rather, onto the forearm, not necessarily deep enough onto the elbow. He's kind of cranking it the other way a little bit.
Gafurov not content on his back, he's attacking with submissions. You see how active he is with his guard. Opening and closing, switch to the body triangle.
There he is, possibly attempting the
Again
armbar
looking
now.
for the armbar, absolutely.
But you can see how Taru's elbow is up high out of the groin, so it really puts him out of danger for that possible submission there.
2 minutes, 25 seconds remaining, and thus far, what has been a very entertaining round number 1. That's what we expected from these two highly talented, highly explosive fighters, Muin Gafurov and Tony Taru. He's dropping Gafurov with the right hand. Taru has maintained this top position. He followed his opponent to the ground. Gafurov now trying to sit up and through back to close guard.
You can see Taru just kind of burying his head there, but Gafurov is trying. He is trying to attempt to open his guard, change the directions of his hips.
Again looking for an armbar.
Let's go, work.
Swing and a miss with the right hand. The explosiveness of Gafurov now taking the back with one hook in.
Wow, that was an impressive transition, Sean, how he just shot up, slid around to the back, and now has back mount.
Big right hands coming from Muin Gafurov. 120 remaining round number 1. Back and forth, the momentum swings in this opening round.
He's got to be careful with those strikes. When you're attacking the back like that, you have to make sure that you come in contact with the ear. You can't hit the back of the head.
That was the warning from referee Olivier Coste. Clubbing right hand, Taru walks through it.
Some dirty boxing from Gafurov from the clinch position.
Clubbing windmill overhand right. It wasn't pretty, it was effective. And that leads to the takedown in sequence for Muin Gafurov.
That punch would have dropped a lot of fighters, but Taru took it and came right back into and back up on top.
Beautifully done in the scramble from Tony Taru. Fighter showing a lot of heart, a lot of tenacity, and above all, a lot of skill. And both sense the moment at hand. It's a fight of huge significance and importance. Can you see the wrist control from the bottom for Muin Gafurov? He's continually attacking with the armbar threat. Now hammer fist from the bottom from the Tajik.
10 seconds.
From that triangle position, you can do some damage. They're kind of high enough so those punches can actually come down with a little bit of force. And an arm
There's the armbar attempt, and there's the bell.
Ooh, that was pretty deep, Sean. He might have been saved by the bell on that one because that armbar looked like it was going the wrong way. But after the first 5 minutes, let's check in with Rich Franklin and see how that round looked to him. Big right hand from Taru as he drops Gafurov and then jumps back into the guard. A dangerous position where he possibly gave up the armbar. Here you see that explosiveness that I talked about earlier as Gafurov transitions out of guard up into the back, and he jumps onto the back of Taru. Really back and forth first round that we saw. And let's check in with Rich Franklin.
Yeah, I'll tell you, this is a tough one to score. Muin's got all the takedowns here. I awarded Tony some ground control for cumulative time that he was riding, but really he wasn't controlling the ground. I also awarded Muin a point as well because Muin was the one that was attempting all the submissions. I guess the overriding factor here right now is that Tony earned the knockdown in the first round. It was a flash knockdown, and that's in the damage category. So I have him ahead on the scorecards at this point.
Rich, that armbar at the end of round number 1 from Gafurov was tight, but then the bell sounded.
Right, fighters ready? Fighters
Yeah,
ready?
I'll tell you what, he was just saved by the bell. If he had another 2 seconds in that bell, that fight would have been over.
Round number 2 is this outstanding fight is brought to you by Leroy International Bones and Joints Care.
You can see Taru's got that left hand real low, and he's kind of just coming up from odd angles into that jab as Gafurov drags him back down, throws the legs to the side for the guard pass.
Gafurov trying to work in the side control. Anytime you face a high-level Sambo fighter, you have to protect against the leg locks.
Now Taru looks like he was trying to attack the legs. Here's the single as he jumps into a guillotine.
Looking for the guillotine and closed guard. See Olivier Coste taking a close look. Taru, though, so skilled in submission grappling.
Taru's
planting the top of his head to defend against this.
Yeah, he's doing it the right way. You can see him fighting the hands to alleviate some pressure, forcing his head down into the mat, but now his head's up off of it. And that's a good defense by Tony Taru.
Beautifully defended, planting the head, also peeling off the arm of Gafurov. Gafurov in a position he did not want to burn out his arms. He was really committing to that.
Yeah, if you're this early in round 2 and you really try to squeeze that guillotine, you can gas out your arms. You can just exhaust yourself, and later in the fight, they're almost worthless because they just went through so much tension during that attempted submission.
The momentum swinging back and forth between Gafurov and Taru.
You can see Gafurov put both feet on the hips of Tony Taru. Now he can push away and create a lot of space here.
Let's go, guys. What?
Taru trying to walk up the body of Gafurov. And that open guard, you said, Mitch, on the hips, looking to explode away is Gafurov, but no explosion yet. Thought about closing his guard back to open guard, but he's always being active as Gafurov on the bottom.
Yes, he's keeping the guard open, and that allows him to move his hips and possibly threaten different submissions.
Taru continuing to be active on the top, lacing the leg, trying to walk up the body of his opponent.
Burying the head under the chin. And that's just really uncomfortable, just to have somebody grind their skull up against your chin. It's really just sort of annoying. You have to move and possibly give up a worse position.
Taru tried to step over knee on belly. That was nicely defended from Gafurov. Taru back to the right hand. Bit of a face wash now, then the hammer fist. 2 minutes, 5 seconds remaining round number 2. These two fighters so evenly matched. Right to the body from Taru. That had some sting to it.
See, nice little transition as he stepped over, but it gave Gafurov the ability to get back up to his feet.
Gafurov saw the exit. He walked right through the exit. Knee from Taru, right hand from Gafurov.
Grab the shot.
Point from Olivier Coste for grabbing the trunks. Head kick, and that's caught. Taru then trying to follow in. He's taken down on the trip. Nicely done from Gafurov.
Now we get to see Taru on the bottom now and seeing what he can actually do to get things started as Gafurov in a slightly precarious position as they get their legs tangled up like this. Now this is where you can possibly work for different sorts of knee bars and heel hooks and attack the legs of your opponent. It's a dangerous game that they're playing right now.
Taru trying to be active, spinning on the bottom, looking to control the left angle. Gafurov right back in, now holding guillotine position. See Taru defensively, hooking the leg. Big right hand and another from Gafurov. Those shots are landing.
Yeah, Taru doesn't like that. He might want to let go of this position or at least extend his legs out to create a little bit more space because those look like they're hurting.
Gafurov ended in a big fashion in round number 1, threatening the armbar submission, now trying to end in a big fashion here in round number 2, this time with ground and pound.
We've only got about 15 seconds here to work in the final 10 minutes of this fight. And it looks like we will see a third round.
Gafurov stacking Taru, looking to take the back, closing seconds now, the right hand. And there's the bell, the end of round number 2.
Ends up in a dominant position to end the round. That kind of leaves a nice little mark on it. After 10 minutes, how does Rich Franklin have it?
This is a close fight. I don't think the people here realize how close this fight is. I'm having trouble scoring. Mouin Gafurov has all the takedowns in the fight. He's earned 4 up to this point. I have them basically dead even on ground control. Tony Taru's spending more time on top, but the time that Mouin has on the ground, he's doing much more effective ground and pound. We still have the damage inflicted from the first round of Tony Taru, but I've actually awarded Mouin a point in the near submission category between the armbar at the end of the first round, even though he was saved by the bell, and also that guillotine choke was really tight. From my vantage point here, you could see that Taru's face was really turning red. At this point, if the fight was to stop, I'd give the decision to Gafurov.
Meltan lets us know that we are headed to the 3rd and final round. We thought this would be a great fight. It's been a great fight through 10 minutes. Extremely even. Mouin Gafurov entering undefeated at 9-0. Tony Taru coming in at 10-2-1.
It's interesting to hear Rich Franklin's assessment of the fight. Even though Taru has dropped him and spent a majority of the time on top, in our judging criteria, Rich Franklin still has Gafurov on top.
This fight is brought to you by Leroy International, Bones and Joints Care.
I don't know, I gotta say, I might have to disagree with the former world champion in saying that Taru has been the one up on top. He's been controlling the positions and really just, controlling the fight so far.
Looking to step over in a full mount, and he does just like that. Now Gafurov taking the back, slick transitions from the Tajik. Taru doing well to evade that hook. Right back in with the right hook. In comes Gafurov. Big shots now. Olivier Coste taking a really close look. Jackhammer left hands from Gafurov. More shots from Gafurov. Sensing the finish line. Big shots basing on his right hand. Taru eating loads of shots with the left hand. Now flattening out the finish, Gafurov. More left hands. To the right, to the left.
Wow, this is a beating that Taru's taken. How much longer can Gafurov punch with this kind of force before the referee
There's your
stops
answer.
the fight?
There's the end. Olivier Coste has seen enough. 10 fights, 10 wins, 10 finishes for Mouin Gafurov. It wasn't easy. Tony Taru gave an outstanding account of himself tonight in the one championship cage, but Gafurov just too powerful, too relentless, too tenacious with the ground and pound for the finish. A combat sambo world champion now looks as though he is poised to become a champion here in one. A phenomenal performance from Mouin Gafurov. against the extremely tough and extremely talented Tony Taru.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Olivier Coste calls a halt to this battle at 1:17 seconds of round number 3. For your winner, via referee stoppage due to strikes, Mouin Gafurov!